When you hear the word retreat, what do you think of? I would guess that for most people, the first thing that comes to mind is the idea of being in a military battle. You see your army being overwhelmed, so you retreat, you run away. You regroup and hopefully live to fight another day. In our spiritual tradition, retreats that can be as short as a couple hours or as long as even 40 days, well, it's the same sort of an idea. You take a step back from the ordinary, busyness and the worries of day-to-day life. You recollect, you regroup, and you live to fight the spiritual battle for another day. I would say that retreats over the last 20-some years have been the best part of my job. Taking youth groups and taking students on retreats and trying to help them do just that. To clear their minds and their hearts, to allow God room to speak. Now, every year the church kind of has this retreat built into our church calendar. It's Lent. It begins with Ash Wednesday this week. And this is the place where we try and do certain things to allow God to speak. And the gospel that the church gives us on this day, well, it kind of gives us the ingredients for this retreat, the things that we need to be doing. And I find it interesting that Jesus talks about these not as some optional thing. He says, when you pray, when you give, when you fast. Because he knows these are things that are good for us. Because in those moments that we pray, those moments that we stop and we try and leave room for God to speak, we're acknowledging that there is a God. We're opening our hearts to hear him. When we give, we're helping ourselves kind of get over ourselves a little bit and look out for the needs of those around us. And that's something that Jesus takes very seriously, looking out for the poor. So much so that if you look to Matthew 25, he identifies himself with the poor when he says, whatever you do to the least of your brothers and sisters, you did it to me. And this last one is maybe the hardest one. When you fast. Fasting is giving something up, is making some sort of a sacrifice, often of something that's good. If you give up chocolate for Lent, or when we don't eat meat on Fridays, or some other sacrifice, maybe, having silence in the car when you drive. The idea is to give up something good to make room for something greater, to make room for God in your life. So as we embark on this retreat on Ash Wednesday, it's an invitation to run away, to take a step back from the ordinary busyness of life. And to do these three things to give God room to speak to you.